let's get to San Diego State. So I know Jim doesn't want to talk about it, so we'll talk about it here.
I'm glad you do.
Um, Going to the Pac-12 or maybe even the Big 12, like what is the latest on this? I mean, we've heard like nothing on this. Is there Apple TV involved? Do you know like where would this be? The TV contract? When is that even going to happen?
Well, I do think, to your point, it has slowed down considerably, at least in the public eye. But I do think we're heading towards a pretty hard deadline of June 30th. Because if San Diego State doesn't notify the Mountain West of their intention to leave the league by June 30th, they basically are committing to the league for another year in all likelihood because their buyout fee goes up threefold from whatever the number is in the 10, 15 million range, which maybe is negotiable. I'm not sure, to 30, 40, 45 million. So clearly San Diego State's not in the interest of paying triple the amount to exit the Mountain West. So I think June 30th is a real and absolute deadline, which means you're looking at before June 30th. It wouldn't be announced literally the day you'd have to leave the league, I wouldn't think. And here we are in the middle of May. I mean, you're basically 6 weeks. You've got 6 weeks for this to play out. And I think San Diego State is the most desirable non-Power 5 candidate to make the leap to a Power 5 league. There are so many reasons it makes sense. I can't really name a reason why it doesn't make sense, to be honest, from the Pac-12 perspective. I could probably say the same thing from a Big 12 perspective. It's just for the Pac-12 to not have SC and UCLA. They've got this cavernous void in Southern California. San Diego State's done it all the right ways with the new stadium, with winning, with the academic investments. I mean, there's just no reason. There's no real reason unless you just don't like San Diego State, right? If you're not a fan of San Diego State, but if you're looking at this logically, there's no reason the Pac-12's future should not include San Diego State. But to your point, they need to get a TV deal done. They've obviously had some issues closing it. I think it'll be a combination of both linear television, right, what we typically watch, ESPNs or Foxes of the world, maybe some broadcast networks like a CBS or an NBC. And I think there's probably going to be a level of streaming in there, maybe an Apple, potentially an Amazon. I think Apple is more likely than Amazon. So we wait. I think the Pac-12, once they get a TV deal, will ultimately invite San Diego State. That's my personal belief. I also think there's a possibility that the Big 12, which has been super proactive and aggressive, is able to lure San Diego State, even if the Pac-12 shows interest in the Aztecs. So I think they have a little bit of leverage. I think they have some options. And I think it's going to play out. It's hard to be patient with this because it's taken literally a year since we found out about SC and UCLA, but we're getting towards the end of the process, I believe. I mean, my personal belief without inside information is that San Diego State is going to find out its fate and hopefully, positively at some point in the next 6 weeks.
And I mean, I feel that way too because of what JD Wicker has said. He to Seth Davis, right? In The Athletic, he pretty much said like it's going to happen. The president, Della De La Torre, I believe she hinted at it at the San Diego State celebration at Snapdragon. So like it's going to happen, kind of like with the MLS. It's going to happen. We're just waiting for it to happen. So definitely interesting to see when that does happen.